Hello everyone. We are experts with lots of experience in our field, and today we'll bring to you the strongest points of us. And firstly, several years ago, I was part of an AI project that aims at personalized user information by collecting data on individual preferences and behavior. And a friend of mine called me and feeling uneasy, and because she said that the system seemed to know more about her, and she hesitated to give us her information. So this raised ethical concerns that experts like us need to address. So we are here to give AI developers a piece of advice that you can collect data from users, but you need to take fairness and transparency into consideration. And first and foremost, transparency is of great consequence. If you're asking users for data, and you must make sure that users are fully transparent, users are fully aware of what data is being collected and how it will be used, and what are the tangible improvements. What are the tangible improvements when users provide you with their information? So without this, gathering data might be seen as a way of exploitation, where users will provide you with information that they cannot know how you use their information, and that in the way that they cannot anticipate. So according to my colleague, a very reliable one, and he said that we can use explainable AI, which is a set of approaches to explain your decision in a way that a human can understand, not in algorithmic techniques, And another way is to use visualization tools such as graphs and visual aids, so that users can know how AI processes their information. And another thing is fairness. And if you should recognize the risk of bias. You should recognize the risk of bias. So like if data is being collected from a narrow, homogeneous group of people, and it will distort, it will skew AI's development. So according to my colleague, and he said that we should reach a diverse range of users. And then we should use algorithmic fairness, which is use mathematical techniques to make users understand how AI will process their information. And another thing is to use regular audits, which is you should continuously check unfair outcomes, and then you should adjust those outcomes as needed. And thank you for listening to my piece of advice. And I'm proud to present another ethics expert.
I'm Khánh Vi, and I think there are two common things that users are concerned about when AI asks for their permission to collect data. The first one is data breaches, and the second one is data misuse. And these concerns are totally understandable because AI system can be vulnerable to cyber attacks that steal or manipulate the data that AI collected. So therefore, it is essential for developers to integrate security measures throughout the AI development lifecycle. So firstly, a developer should apply data encryption. When AI collects data from users, the data might include some personal information such as names, addresses, or browsing behaviors. If this data is not encrypted, it might be intercepted, stolen, or misused by malicious actors during transmission or storage. Therefore, developers have to convert the data from a plain readable data into a scrambled and unreadable format using algorithms and encryption key. The role of the key is to reverse the encryption and to restore the data into its original format. And this measure ensures that even if the data is accessed by unauthorized organizations, it will still be unreadable. And this is particularly important for transferring sensitive data over the internet. And secondly, developers should consider data anonymization. AI systems often require large amounts of data to train algorithms and improve performance. In many cases, the data might include some personally sensitive information that, if exposed, could violate users' privacy rights. That's the reason why developers have to remove or alter personally identifiable information from the data sets. And this measure ensures that even when the data is leaked or misused, the risk of identifying individuals is minimized. And this, for AI systems, combining both encryption and anonymization is always the best solution. This layered approach can ensure that AI systems can still function effectively without compromising the user trust. And the next advice will come from Duy, another expert.
Hi, my name is Duy, and I think that one of the best advice for any AI developers is to focus on data minimization. Why? I think that as AI developers, our main focus should be including data into our databases to ensure that it is up to date and it is devoid of any bias. However, too much data is not good, and we should focus on collecting data that we need, not every single piece of data. This will prevent data breaches from both our client and our developer side, as well as making our system very streamlined, very focused, and not bloated. This will save our storage costs. First of all, our data storage costs. Next up is help our system be up to date, very streamlined, very fast, and also to prevent data breaches from our clients, because sometimes we might collect some rather personal information from clients. So knowing when to collect and what to collect is one of the most important tips. Next of all, I think that all AI systems should be fair and just. Your AI system must not discriminate against any marginalized or underrepresented group. This is why my second advice is to collect data from all groups equally and not to focus on any main groups, any main community, so to ensure that every single one is represented and that there are no malicious intent that was accidentally seeped into the AI system. Next up is some advice for users presented by my colleague Phương Anh.
Okay, so my name is Nguyễn Phương Anh, and as you know, artificial intelligence continues to revolutionize our life, and it raises concerns about how our data is used and collected. And I think that why AI developers play a key role in creating a safe and innovative system, but you as users may take responsibility of protecting yourself. So now we as ethics experts will provide you some small steps to protect your own data. The first step is to understand the platform you use. In this fast-paced digital world, how many of you click accept on terms and conditions without even glancing at them? Let's be honest, I think that most of users do this. But every click, post, or research, we add to the trove of personal data collected about us. A 2023 Pew Research study revealed that 81% of users feel that they have little to no control of how their data is handled. So that is a staggering number, reflecting how disconnected we have become of our own digital privacy. So what can users do? I think that users should understand the platforms they use at first by take a moment to read their policies, their privacy policies, to understand how this platform works. So knowledge, after all, is the first step toward control. And the second, this is very simple but effective way to protect users' data is sharing less. Remember that the more information you provide, the greater the risk of breaches or misuse. So just ask yourself, does this platform really need my exact phone number, birth date, or location? More often than not, the answer is no. Moreover, when filling out online forms, just stick to required fields and skip optional details such as occupations or hobbies. Additionally, you can use some privacy tools such as VPNs which mask your online activity to minimize tracking. And I think that these small steps can significantly reduce your exposure to data collection. And do you want to hear more steps to protect your data? Let me invite Ms. Lee.
Good afternoon, class and teacher. And as we stand on the precipice of an AI-driven future, it is vital for our users to know how to take proactive steps so as to protect their own privacy. And here are some key actions that I strongly recommend any of you to take so as to safeguard your privacy. First and foremost, it is to regularly review your privacy settings, where AI users can protect their own privacy by regularly reviewing and adjusting their privacy settings. Most AI-driven applications now offer the customizable privacy controls that can allow users to manage how their data is collected, how their data is used and retained, and therefore reviewing and adjusting these settings to ensure that they align with your personal preferences or your privacy concerns. For example, you can review your location tracking options and opt out of any unnecessary data sharing with third parties such as advertisers or marketers. And another vital steps that I recommend to all AI users is that you should advocate for stronger privacy protection laws. AI users can advocate for those regulations by actively supporting the policies proposed by governments or companies. And we can easily do this via campaigns or voicing our concerns through petitions. And in addition to that, support the policies given by companies who champion these digital rights, such as the European Union's GDPR, which stands for General Data Protection Regulation, can really help us to protect our privacy, because these organizations really offer users with a stronger manage to their data. And if you want to know more about advices for users, welcome to speech of Mrs. Phương Anh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, curious minds, and anyone who has ever asked, how does my phone even know I want pizza before I even say it? So today let's dive into a digital age question for our topic. Should AI developers be allowed to collect data from users? And I'm here as an ethics expert to guide you through this maze with a bit of humor as well as a few tips to help you stay in control. So to tell you a little bit and to be honest with you, I like personalized as well personalized recommendations as much as other person who doesn't appreciate a well-timed ads for hiking boots right before a camping trip. So however, there was a time when I remember that I casually searched for puppy adoption online, and times afterwards I received numerous some kinds of recommendations for puppy toys or some kinds of like puppy beds and some kind of puppy food. And I realized that how AI has take advantage of my searches online to know what I want. So firstly, I will give you some kind of advice. You need to know your data rights. So what this may sound fancy at first, but it just means that you know what data is collected, why, and you will also know whether your data can be deleted. So the certain laws like the GDPR in Europe or the CCPA in Colombia has enabled the users to track their information, and I think that you should also adopt these laws into your habits of using technology. And secondly, I think that you should also pay attention to consents. So have you ever scrolled through a privacy policies that is longer than your grocery list? And you should, and even though they may sound kind of tedious and dull, they offer a numerous and a wealth of knowledge for us. So you should look for the basics. Well, what kind of information is being collected, why, and whether we can delete it, and who else might be on it. So I think that with these kind of things, with this kind of conduct, we can track our information, and therefore we can know what is safe for us. And I think that there is also one kind of advice, a piece of advice that I would like to give you. You should also, hold the companies accountable and speak up whenever it is needed. So if you feel that the companies, the technologies is not respecting your data, you should speak up. You should speak for your data. Many of the tech changes in the technological field stem from just one user raising their voices. And if you make just one voice, but your voice speaks volumes. So I think that in conclusion, I think that your voices is very significant, and it can bring on numerous kind of impacts into the technological world. Your data should be your own story, and let's make sure that you are the one writing it. Thank you.
Thank you, the experts. To recap, the expert gave us some of pieces of advice for AI developers. They should consider transparency and fairness when collecting